All right. Hmm. Hello, everyone. My name is Dean Gilton, and this is the Phantom Zone Paranormal Channel Special Report. The truth about Demon House in Gary, Indiana. Now, we all know about the Demon House back in 2014 when Zak Bagans and his team for Ghost Adventures did that documentary movie about the family who once lived there and the events that went on. Well, he demolished that house, of course, right at the end of it all. The truth is, the demon house, which we all know, and Zak had it demolished because of his claim that the house does have a demon in it, and the house needs to be demolished. So, yes, he did demolish the house, but it wasn't because of a demon, but something else that is twice as terrifying than a ghost or a demon. Something that is terrifying, that will cause you to have health and mental problems. What was there that left Zak and his crew exposed was mold. Not just any mold. Black mold. What is black mold and how do you protect yourself from it and its spores? Black mold usually refers to Streptococcus chartarum. That's a long scientific name, I know, but you can relook it after the end of this video. It's a dark greenish black mold that can grow on damp materials like drywall, wood, ceiling tiles, carpet, insulation, and paper products. It needs moisture to grow, so it's most often found after leaks, flooding, poor ventilation, or long-term humidity. Now, I'll tell you this. When you're out there investigating these haunted locations, just be wary of your surroundings and make sure your team is healthy and make sure yourself is healthy. But here are the signs and symptoms if you're exposed to such thing, to this type of lethal type mold. The symptoms of mold exposure. Mold can affect people differently. Some people have little reaction, while others, especially people with allergies, asthma, weakened immune systems, infants, and older adults may be more sensitive. Possible symptoms include sneezing, coughing, or wheezing, runny or stuffy nose, itchy, red, or watery eyes, sore throat or throat irritation, skin irritation or rash, headaches, fatigue, asthma flare-ups or trouble breathing, sinus irritation, hallucinations, vision problems. Zak and his crew were exposed to the black mold spores without protection, especially being down in that basement for long periods of time. It turns out possibly that Zak caught a little more to its symptoms, which could be the sudden vision problems and hallucinations at times, but hopefully it's just about the vision problems. I don't know about the hallucination part. How to protect yourself from black mold. All right, so there is some protection to this. 1, fix the moisture source. Mold will keep coming back unless the water problem is solved. Repair leaks in roofs, pipes, windows, or foundations. Dry wet areas within 24 to 48 hours when possible. 2, avoid disturbing mold. Yes, avoid disturbing the mold. 3, use proper protection for cleaning or exploring, such as wear an N95 respirator or better mask, gloves, goggles without ventilation holes, long sleeves, and pants, or a hazmat suit if it's very, very bad. You should avoid staying in a mold contaminated space if symptoms appear or worsen there, especially if there is a strong musty smell. visible spreading growth, or water damage. Oh yeah, it gets awful. Look, look, look. That is the real truth on why Zak wanted to demolish the house. It was a demon that was there, but the demon turned out to be black mold. The real demon that did haunt the place was once there and is no longer there before Zak even arrived there. So they say. He demolished the house for public health and safety and just added the word demon to it without saying the house is infested with black mold. Yeah, he wanted to add the demon though, said black mold, so that way, say demon to the audience will gain followers and viewers. Saying black mold, I don't know. Even though the house is demolished, Zak is still exposed to the spores and will remain sick for not wearing face mask and other protection. For sources say what I dug up in my research. That is why when it comes to ghost hunting, we need to make sure of the health and safety of our team. If you see black mold at a haunted location at your investigation, here are my words. Run, bitch, run! Let's now look at the previous owners of the house. Were they infected by the black mold as well while they lived there? Sources say in research and scientific analysis suggested yes. When Latoya Ammons and her family lived in the Great Indiana home, which of course when they lived there it was rental property, they filed reports detailing extreme distress. Skeptics, toxicologists, and medical investigators who later reviewed the Ammons haunting case point to environmental poisoning rather than the paranormal. The overlaps between the family's report demonic experiences and documented black mold and carbon monoxide symptoms include: number 1, hallucinations and delusions. What the family reported: seeing shadowy figures, hearing disembodied footsteps, and witnessing the children acting possessed. The mold and gas explanation. Severe black mold infestations can cause extreme neuroinflammation. Help me out here. I'm sorry. Neuron inflatement. Inflatement. Let's just say fire on the brain. I'm sorry. Leading to brain fog, confusion, and psychological distress. Furthermore, investigators noted the home had structural decay and gas leaks. Carbon monoxide and toxic mold are a well-documented combination for causing vivid auditory and visual hallucinations. Number 2, extreme behavioral changes and psychosis. What the family reported: the children suffered from erratic mood swings, screaming fits, and what a medical note by an examining physician formerly recorded as delusion of ghost in home and hallucinations. The mold gas explanation. Mycotoxins from black mold can cross the blood-brain barrier. This directly disrupts mood-regulating neurotransmitters, causing sudden mood swings, panic, and even temporary psychosis. 3, physical illness and eye afflictions. What the family reported: physical lethargy, headaches, respiratory complications, and a feeling of being physically infected by the house. The mold gas explanation. Chronic headaches and extreme fatigue are primary signs of mycotoxin poisoning. Interestingly, Zak Bagans himself developed permanent double vision after staying in the house. While he claimed it was a demonic curse, medical professionals note that severe allergic reactions to black mold spores can damage or inflame ocular nerves. leading to lasting vision problems. Because the home was an old, dilapidated rental property with a damp basement, it created the perfect breeding ground for toxic indoor molds. And again, was there a demon in that house? Yes. But it wasn't a spiritual entity. It was a physical matter that you can see, touch, and breathe it in. And that is black mold, the real demon of the house. That includes this special report. If you have any comments, hit the comments. If you like what you see, press the like button. If you subscribe to us. And thank you, and good night.